Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time of seeing this face, please don't make it the last by clicking on the subscription button and hitting the notification bell, right? Yeah. And if you're returning G, come on, celebrate yourself. Thank you so much for sticking by me up till this point. Just know that I love you and there is nothing you can do about it. Mwah! Big love. Alright, so from the thumbnail, you already know the thumbnail and the title, you already know what we are doing today. Guys, I'm so excited. Are you excited? Why am I excited? You guys be excited. I'm really excited, guys. I love telling stories. That's what people don't know about me. Like, I can literally settle down to no, I did not say gossip. I said telling stories. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So today I'm going to be telling you a story about how I finally finished school, right? Yeah. So I had a delayed results. But first of all, before we jump right into this video, I would like to tell us something. See, as a finalist, it is very important that you develop a relationship with God. Don't click out. Oh, I know why I'm saying it. Don't click out. Just wait. Calm down. I know. I understand that you want to ball. You want to, you want to flex your life. But calm down. I know I'm saying this. Final year is a battlefield. If nobody have told you, final year is a battlefield. Because that is when you think that the devil is proud or is happy that you're graduating. Don't you know that graduating is a thing of celebration? And what is the work of the devil? To steal, to kill, and to destroy. He wants to steal the joy of your parents, steal the joy of those that have labored to see that you're a graduate, steal your joy after all the years of stress, assignments, exams, and all that. And you think, and you are here, you're doing, you want to ball and go where? When the devil is heavy on his work. See, final year is a time where you develop a relationship with God. Why am I saying a relationship with God? Because God reveals his secrets to his friends. There are secrets of life that you cannot get by just whiling away your time, right? And it's not like me, I'm perfect. I like to tell people that I'm not perfect, but I understand this, and I also try as much as possible to also put in intentionality with my work with God, right? Yeah. I entered school not a born again. I'm from a Christian home, but personally I wasn't a born again when I got into school. I got born again in second year, second semester, right? In fact, the ending of second year self. That was when I got born again, and that was when the journey with God started. Then in final year, it was just so heavy in my heart that I'm going to have an issue with my results. I don't know why this was coming, but it was so heavy. And some of you will say his negative mindset is this, is that. Yes, I believe that most finalists, they normally have that fear. But in my own case, it wasn't going. And I've learned, if there's one thing, I've learned that the Spirit of God beareth witness with your spirit. So as a Christian, don't ever trivialize what you feel, right? Don't, especially when it is persistent. No matter how you try to suppress it, it's still coming up. Don't overlook it, because most times this can be communications from the spirit, right? So this feeling was just there that I'm going to have an issue with my results. So because of that, instead of me to pray about it, it made me to develop fear, right? And I feel if you have watched the realities of a final year, I feel this was also one of the things that made me cry every night, because I was always scared that I'm going to have an extra year, or my results, like, it's going to be complicated. But later on, when I knew that this was not just a feeling, it was when I started having dreams about my results. So sometimes I would dream. I remember one time I had a dream, and in the dream, it happened, I saw myself back in my secondary school. And in that secondary school, I had graduated from the school, and then I knew that I had graduated. So when they saw me, so, I think either the gate man or so that saw me, or the secretary, she was like, Favor, your result are still with me. I'm like, ma, I don't have any result with you. I'm already out of here. She was like, no, your result is still with me. I'm like, how is my result still with you? I'm already through with school, right? So she told me I should just hold on. She went in and she picked up my results and gave it to me. But when she gave it to me, I was surprised, like, what is my result doing here? I'm already through with school. What's my result doing here? But when I collected it from her, I saw a negative figure on that result. So immediately when I woke up, I knew that something is happening somewhere, right? I was like, no. Why, first of all, why will I see myself back in secondary school why have I left but my property is still hanging? Like a lot of things were just going on in my head, but I knew that something about my results has k-leg. So I just continued with education as normal, doing things I'm supposed to do as a student, going to class, doing this and doing that. And we were through with exams. We did our 4 years done waka. We did a lot of things. Now all those things that they normally do as a finalist. Everybody was happy. But in my own case, I was still like, that feeling was there. So even my 4 years done waka, if I did not even post it, most of the times I tried dodging any question that have to do with my level. Like, I think you're in final year now. How is it your business? So I tried dodging all those kind of questions because I know that there was a battle waiting for me, right? When I was done crying, sometimes God will just in his mercy and in his grace, he's going to just release one kind of energy inside of me. And for that week or for that day, it is me and prayers. The way I prayed in my final year, and I feel like that prayers were next and still keeping me going. When this was happening, the dreams were coming consistently, the dreams, the feelings. So I knew that all this were on ground. But I told God, I said, God, if for anything, for your name's sake, because already people around, they already know me as a church girl. So what do you think that they will say if this person that some of them are looking up to or they believe is a responsible student, if that's the word, yeah? What do you think is their fate when they now hear that I wasn't able to graduate? Or do you understand this kind of thing? So I said, God, please don't allow me, now I just push the battle to him. You understand? I just push the battle to him, like, see, just defend your name in my life, right? So already few weeks to the defense, the department, they had an internal shuffling of positions, and thankfully my project supervisor became the general project coordinator for the department, and one of that lecturer again became the exams and record officer. And guys, this was just like a confirmation, because if you have seen my first video on realities of final year, I'll tell you, I said something about the former one. That one is a very harsh person. You cannot approach him. Even if you approach him, he's the kind of person that before you talk, you have to count your words. This, you have to count your words, because any little thing he's already flared up, you get. So this other one is he's a core Christian, so it's very easy to relate with him as my brother in the Lord. He's a core Christian, he's understanding, he's cool-headed, so anything that happens, I can easily have a talk with him. And when I mean core Christian, he's that kind of person that you cannot bribe. You cannot bribe. So when all these things were going on, I knew that this is just like God is working for my good, right? Because already my project supervisor now, your babies are loyal. So obviously she will give us people that are cool, that are nice. Lecturers that are cool and nice, right? And to be very sincere, that was how it went. She gave us nice people as our examiners. They were really nice to us, and they helped us to navigate the project defense very well. Like, they really calmed down to put us through some things, right? And that was how I was done with project defense and everything, and I went home. Then fast forward to 3rd of March 2023. I had a very disturbing dream. In that dream, I saw the former exams and record officer, right? I saw him. He was holding a sheet of paper. It was like he was filling a result, and I and other 2 of my colleagues were there in his office. I remember the person that was standing at my back, but I couldn't remember the person that was standing at, like, the other 3rd person. So it was just the 3 of us, and it was my turn. So he was asking me, what do you want me to grade you with? Like, which grade do you want me to put as your results? And I couldn't say a word. I was scared. And guys, I feel like God was also trying to point out that area of my life, because I don't know, but if you're close to me, you will know. I'm that kind of person that I may want something, but I'm not gonna say it. I won't say it. Like, and at the end of the day, human beings are not spirits. They are humans, right? And so they cannot come to my mind and know what I want. So I feel like in this new year, I should work on that aspect. So in the dream, this man was asking me, what grade do I want to, graduate with? And I couldn't say it. I felt like if I should say first class, he will say I'm too greedy or selfish. But if I should say 2-1, like, he might think that I don't know what I'm doing. I was just so confused. So because I was not talking, he was in a haste, and that is his personality in real life. Like, he does not like. He's an up and going man, right? So because I wasn't saying anything, I was like, I should step aside. I should not waste his time. I should step aside. and he called the other person forward to say what he or she wants to graduate with. So when he called her forward, me, I was now begging in the background. Like, I was now begging and telling him, sir, please just calm down. I was not trying to tell him that, okay, I want to graduate with a 2-1, all this kind of stuff. But he did not answer me again. When I woke up, I knew that something was wrong. I woke up, I was sweating, I was shaking. And immediately I got my phone to know what is happening. I just received a message from one of my final year, one of my final year fellowship member. And the person was like asking me about, have I heard the news? They're about to release our results. I'm like, okay, so this was it, right? So that was like a confirmation for me. And guys, my bad, I never paid so much attention to it, so I did not bother praying. I prayed about it, but I did not put in my energy towards the prayers, right? 16th of March, it was my birthday. I told God in the 14th of March, I said, God, what I want for my birthday gift is the list, and the list, my name should be in the list. Did God answer? God answered. So on the 16th of March, I was just on the group chat waiting for them to drop the list, because that is the discussion I've had with God. So they dropped the list, but not like the Senate list. They dropped the inter-department list, right? Like the one that's inside the department, like people that have been cleared, they don't have issues. But if your name is not there, it means automatically you have an issue. And if care is not taken, you're gonna have an extra year. So when they dropped the list, I was like, oh, so God, like our agreement, you don't drop, right? You don't drop. So I just opened it, and guys, to my amazement, my name was not there. I was like, what I feared the most, oh Jesus. So the class rep said, if your name is not there, you should chat him up. So I chatted him up, right? Because I'm no longer in the school premises. I've already traveled home. So I chatted him up and asked him what's the issue. So he said, I have issues with 2 of my results. And he was shaking. He was shaking because all these people that normally, before I even see my results, you have seen the results. You don't be like, you had an A, you had a B, you had a this. So you couldn't tell me that this result that he saw now is an F. I was just like, just talk, just tell me, just anything that will happen, just tell me. So I was like, that the result, that one of them I had an F in that one, and the other one they couldn't find the results in that one. I smiled, but at that point it was not funny. But in my head it was like, so devil, finally now you don't show. So finally you don't show like this. But what actually shocked me was that result that he said I had an F. I had that result. I had an A in that result. 70 over 100. That was what I had that result, and that was a second year course. And thankfully, in fact, the result that he saw, or that was with the exams and record officer, was, will I call it a fake result? Why would I call it a fake result? Because that result, some of the, like, it was me and one other girl that had that same issue, and this girl had that course. She had it a 75. I had a 70, right? But they did not record our exams. The first time they brought out that result, they did not record our exams. So this my other friend, she chased for it. She chased for her exam score, and in the process of her chasing for her exam score, she found out that while she got 55 in her own results in her own exam, I had a 50 over 70 in the exam. But I had a 50 over 70 in the exam, and they did not record the 2 of us scripts, right? So immediately she brought it to the notice of the HOD, and they immediately worked on the result, like included the exams. When they added the 55 and her assessment, it gave them 75, and mine, when they added the 50 and my own assessment, it gave them a 70, which is 2A. So when I heard that I got it an F, I was like, from where to where? I had this result A, so why are you telling me, So I told my friend, the girl that's in question, about it. She was like, it's not possible. That personally, I was the one that, when I was chasing my own result, that was when I saw yours. That you cannot have this result F. I knew that you had an A in this course. So she was already rushing to the HOD department the next morning, And so before I was just scared. I was just trying to call people. Then the other one that they said they did not see the results. That one, I actually failed that course when I was in first year. A 2-unit load. I failed the course, and I rewrote it in second year. And when I wrote it in second year, they did not upload that particular result amongst my final year results, right? Because in final year, they will document everything from your first year, second year, third year, fourth year. And no, even if it's one course that is missing, it's enough for you to have an extra stay in school. So when it got to that column was missing, right? So I told the class rep that, okay, what you have to help me do is to help me check it in the year below us. And guys, that was how, I think this was going on, and then on the 18th he told me I should check back on more, because that was on a Thursday, right? That was on a Thursday that this thing happened. And already Friday, nothing much can be done on a Friday, right? And normally in the East on Mondays normally sit at home. So he said I should check back on Tuesday. I was like, God, how will I endure this thing from Thursday till Tuesday? My results, how will I endure the shock, the everything, you know? I said no problem, but I was praying about it. Like, when I mean I was praying about it. And then on the 18th of March, in fact, on a Saturday, this guy, no, was it on a Friday, this guy called me that everything had been sorted out. They have found the two of them, the two results, and the other one, it wasn't the main result, so they saw the main result, and that result, I had it an A. I had the course A, while the other one that I rewrote, you know, they found this in the other sets, and they have imputed it in my final year records, and I had a C in the course. I was like, God, thank you. Alright, look at me waiting for them to upload the list, right? They updated the list and they included our names as per people that have been cleared from the department. Now we are waiting for senators' lists. I think it was either April that they uploaded that list. I think it was in April, the first list. You know, during that was that was what they used to do us Easter breakfast. They uploaded this thing, and guess what? See, you need to work with God, because that period I was just reading books. I bought a lot of books in my final year period, and they were also some I found at home. I was just reading it. There was one particular book I wanted to read about leadership, but for some reasons my mind was going to another book. And this book, and one thing you know, if I even read a book, I like to read books that are attractive, like their cover is attractive, all those kind of stuff. But this one already, because of it's an old book, so it's already looking stressed, it's already looking worn out, right? So I wanted to just open the fresh book I bought from school, but my mind was going to that other book. This one was about, the new one was about leadership, while the other one that is looking pale, drenched, stressed, that one was about the mind. It was by I think it was written by past Reverend Chris Oyakilomi. That was where my mind was going to every time. And already, like, it's a house book, so the house, like, the book have undergone squeezing. Like, when I mean, it wasn't really, but I said, okay, since my mind is going to this book, let me just read it. So on the day they released that result, that was the day I finished reading that book. I never knew that God was preparing me for the shock ahead. And when they released that result, I did not even know, like, they have released results. I just came with my small MB that was remaining. I just went to status and typed, what did I even type? I just typed something about your mind, right? And then I typed it. The next thing, somebody else, they entered my DM and was like, hey, like, have I checked the graduation list? I was like, check what? How? Yeah, before I know it, you know, by the time one person tell you, it now becomes everywhere. I was not seeing the list everywhere. Hey, God. I went to go and check. I mustered up courage to go and check. When I checked the list, the graduation list, guys, I did not see my name. I was like, what again is the problem? Like, what again is the problem? Why is my name not here? But guess what, Kai? The kind of energy that entered me, I was even thinking, like, you know, this thing that Job said, that what I feared the most have caught up on me. What I feared the most, like, obviously an extra year, right? But when that thing happened, the kind of energy that entered into me, I think I even went back to my status. I said, look at this devil, oh. We are trying to be civil and you're here doing rubbish. I went back to my status and put laughing emoji. I was like, you guys are really funny. Like, yes, what again will happen? It have happened, that what again will happen? I put laughing emoji. I went out, I took the phone, I started communicating with people that I knew that their names were not also out, like, also trying to encourage them, because for me, that's how I get off my stress, right? I try to, that's what I'm doing here now. I try to encourage people. So I started encouraging other people that was in the same condition as me. And before you know it, okay, that one, now I knew I had to tell my parents. When the other first issue came up, I couldn't tell my parents, because I was like, I think I can still handle this one myself. But when this one came, I knew that no how. My parents are always on the website, so they are going to get an information about this. So I first of all, I told my mom, in this life, God will not give you a cross that you cannot carry. That was what I told God. I said, God, if it is your will, which I know that it is not your will, but if it is your will that, because I was serious with my academics, right? But if it is your will, maybe you want to use it to prove a point to somebody. You want to use my life to prove a point to somebody. Please let it be okay for me to carry. Give me a cross that I can carry. Don't let the body to choke me. You understand? Yeah. So when this thing happened, I feel like at that point the most important people in my life at that point were my parents, because these are the ones that have sacrificed a lot for me to be a graduate. You know, they sacrificed a lot. And see, if you have an extra year, I know it's not the end of the world, but just be remorseful, because it's not something that any person should be happy about. Because these are your parents or your guardians or whosoever has put in the work to see that you are through with your academics. So coming back to give them that gift is not really a great news, right? Apologize to them, and yeah, and also move on. Don't sit in it. Do you understand? So I went to meet my mom. You know, now first of all, you meet your mom before you now pass the message to the dad. So I went to meet my mom and told her about it. Thankfully, I don't know how God did it, but my parents were the most understanding in that period. Oh my God. Like my mom, what she was telling me at that point was, all things works together for good for them that love God and are called according to his purpose. Like all things, like she just kept on reminding me that all things works together for good, you know. So I was just like, Jesus Christ, wow. I was really shocked, because I feel like those are the people like I owe an apology or an explanation, right? So I was like, God, thank you for making this burden a little bit easier for me to carry. So now it was now me and the exam officer, and you know, so I took the unknown to that lecturer. I already have his number, because he was the one that validated my first questionnaire, right? So I already had his number. So immediately I heard that he was the new exam and record officer, I was like, see God do. See how God just put these people around me. I just went to his WhatsApp to go and DM him, what's up, sir? I thought we were cleared. What's happening? Our name did not come out in Senate list. He was now telling us of how, you know, before they released that one is the first set that he pushed out. So our own set is the second set that he pushed. So it's obvious that they did not work on the two sets together. They finished one before. I was like, okay, so when is our own going to be out? He said he does not know about it, but from the department, we are not owing the department. We are cleared. So we just have to be waiting to whenever the Senate, they sit again for another meeting. I was like, wow, okay. And this continued for April was over, May came, June came, and when this thing were happening, at a point my parents were like, what's happening? Are you sure you don't need to go down to know what the issue is, you know, so that you will follow up with your result and on that. So I was just like, there is no point already. I'm chatting with this man, right? And see, if it was the former exams and record, in fact, how will I be chatting with him? Because he's not that kind of person now, or even be calling him every small time. You call like, hey sir, I'm not going to release the list. All this. So that is why I knew that God was on my matter, and that was how it happened. The April came, May came, June came, nothing happened yet, and at a point I was like, God, which kind of this thing is this one? I just removed my mind. I was like, okay, if they want to combine this our set and the next set together, fine. Anything they want to do, let them do, right? This is what I just said to myself. But 1st of July, I had a dream, and in that dream, I was in school. I saw myself in the school, right, in my hostel. I was packing in my clothes, and someone came and saw me. I was like, are you still here? I think you're in final year. You're part of this set that graduated. I was like, my dear, I'm part of the set. And funny enough, it was like a miracle, because I don't know why I really opened up to her in that dream, right? Because I wasn't opening up to any person. If you're not my family member, if you're not my parents, I'm not telling you anything. We are good. Peace. But in that dream, when she asked me, are you not part of her? I really opened up to her. I told her of the results issue and all that. So she was like, don't worry, before the end of July, your name will come out. You'll be among the next set of people that will serve. I said, amen, no. I carried myself back to where I was packing my clothes. I woke up from the dream. That was the 1st of July, right? So because of that, I kind of had that conviction that, okay, something is going to happen in July. 20th of July, nothing showed. I was like, what's happening now? And I became worried. And I started calling everybody I could call. That is the truth of the issue. Sometimes you're very close to your miracle. Like most of the time, if God can open our eyes to see how close we are to our miracle before we give up. You'll be like, oh my, I messed up. Like I messed up. Right? So this is me. I've already waited April, May, June. 1st to 20th of July, I've already waited, right, for these results. And now 20th, I was now worried. I was now calling people. I would chat up class rep, call this person, call that person. What is happening? Call exams and record officer. What is happening? This one, that one, that one. No, and I say, what is this one, Kwan? But whenever I'm that stressed, I'll just remember the dream. The person said before the ending of July. And I said, but July have already ended now. Months that have entered 20th, and the months not end. The months have ended now. But I said, okay, let me not talk. Guys, guess what? I think it was on the 30th of July. 30th or 27th of July. That was when the list came out. And yeah, my name was in the list 2-1. I was like, Jesus, God, is this how you are? I was so happy. My family, everybody were so happy. I was like, God. What I'm trying to say is that in final year, final year is a spiritual battle. You're not the only one that knows that you're in final year. This is a great thing is about to happen to you, whether you like it or not, whether you say education is scam or it's not scam. It's worthy of celebration when you are a grad, like when you finish school. Yeah, why do you think that all these people that finish school, they throw graduation party, they do this one, they do that one? It's a milestone, and the devil is not comfortable with celebrations. Yes, so he tries as much as possible to steal your joy, to steal your happiness and all those things. So you have to fight. You have to fight. You have to engage in prayers. Why this thing shocked me was because for every time that something want to happen to me or my results, I was always having dreams about it, and I'm like, is it that deep? Like, is it that deep? So yes, even I did not even mention, even some of the people around me, like my parents, they also had the confirmation about a result issue in final year. So yes, so you have to be very prayerful. I'm not talking about being a religious fanatic or sleeping in fellowship ground. No, I'm talking about a personal relationship with God. You need to have it in final year, because it's him that will show you your result that is missing even before they come and manifest in the physical. He will show you. He will also give you wisdom on how to go about it. Look at me, my own situation, the way he just divinely orchestrated people that will help me in the future, like this exams officer. The way he already, first of all, he already links me to him in form of validating my questionnaire, and then went ahead of me to now reshuffle them in the office, and he became the person in charge. So even when people were looking for his number to call, I already had his number and I was communicating with him. So see, God, there's a way God works, okay? And God cannot disappoint his own. God cannot disappoint his own. So to every finalist, I pray that you're not going to have an issue with your results. I pray that every of your results is going to be well documented. In fact, any person that will handle your results, the person will handle your results with care in the name of Jesus. You're not going to have any stress. You're going to finish well, and you're going to finish strong in the name of Jesus. And I pray that God will link you up to people that will stand to defend you when the time comes in the name of Jesus. Thank you for staying back. Get your friends, like this video, share, comment below, subscribe. See you guys when I see you. Bye. I even forgot to add, in realities of final year, I forgot to add the stress of projects. How you will go to submit your project, the supervisor will be like, I can see you don't want to graduate this year. How will you tell a final year you don't want to graduate this year? God. Please reduce the volume and close the door. I think April, May, June, January, February, March, April, May. Please, can you fetch water for me? Water is life. Can you tell I'm tired? I thought I loved telling stories, but I think it's been long I talked this much.